Greetings.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
viewers, listeners. Welcome to the Real Stuff podcast. Again, it's Wednesday, and we have our featured guest segment. This morning, I have with me Courtney, my co-host, and our very special guest, Ras Atiba,
Yeah, greetings.
who has been on many times as a poet, but today is going to tell us about some other things that he is doing and his new album. Courtney, could you speak to a little about that before Rachatiba starts?
Okay, good morning, listeners and viewers of the Real Stuff podcast. Good morning to my co-host Flavius and to our special guest Ras Atiba. Today, Ras Atiba is going to speak about his metaphysical journey and the growth of dub poetry, and also his upcoming album. Ras Atiba has been in the forefront of dub poetry and the creative arts on a whole in Brooklyn, New York. And today he's gonna just talk to us what is expected for the future of dub poetry and creativity on a whole. So, Ras Atiba, talk to us.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Real Stuff podcast team. It is an honor to be here today. And before I get into anything, I must say congratulations to the Grammy winners, Soldier, that North American all-white reggae group. One more salute. Big up Jamaica for creating such a unique art form that is being practiced and expressed in the 194 countries that make up the collective. Yes. Well, Ras Atiba. Ras Atiba is a dub poet based in Brooklyn, NYC, East Flatbush area. And for the last 9 years, I have started a movement, a dub poetry movement called Sarabita. And Sarabita is really Ras Atiba spelled backward. I just want everybody to get a note of that. And Atiba means understanding. And when I started the movement in 2012, it was definitely to create a home for dub poets and reggae practitioners, globally. So during the journey to where we are now, we started out with an annual event called the Sarabita Award. And it's a merit award where we look around in our community, immediate community, and throughout the world to see and identify people in the creative arts. And Sammy Dread was our first recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award. And we honor Sammy Dread for his longevity and his contribution to global reggae, scene. And Sammy Dread started out in the 70s. And as a creative in Brooklyn, I consider Brooklyn, NYC, the epicenter of global art, roots, and culture. And as an ambassador for reggae music, I come and realize too much nepotism was going on within global reggae music, and we needed to take a stand. How we are going to do that? We'd have to identify certain eras and fill the voids. And we said to ourselves that too many times people are being honored just because they belong to a group and not because what they contribute to the art form reggae. So we take it upon ourselves, see it and say, okay, we are going to create an environment. We are going to find a place. And it cost me a lot of my personal money because at the time when we decided to introduce dub poetry on a high level. Nobody never want to take on the task if they invite us into their establishment because it wasn't profitable. That is what most people would have said. So we see the importance of keep up the standard of reggae music, Rasta music. So we say we have to do it single-handedly. So we started up by renting location and presented what we feel reggae should look like. And in our first year of doing it, it was very successful, where we would have people, especially tourists from all over Europe, would have called us on a Monday night and say they would like to come in and experience what the Sarabita movement is all about. And for me now, for say even Verizon, that is a major communication company, selected dub poetry as their Black History Month pick. See that is in the February. It definitely said a lot to me and for dub poetry globally. So we're gonna start back the movement. We're gonna continue in May. So we are gonna have our monthly at our regular location in Brooklyn. This is the Stratosphere, 227 Utica Avenue. So we are going to start back our monthly. And then we are going to continue on to December. And then we are going to have our Sarabita Award again. So we are look forward to all of that and so forth. And things look good in that manner. Well, a few things we have to talk about. I have to talk about my album now. My album, Metaphysical Journey, was released 2 years ago on an international and on a serious level. But my music were in circulation on like Reverb Nation and some other digital platforms. So we get serious and say, Metaphysical Journey, now is the time for this brand of dub poetry. My music or my contribution to the art is focused on healing and integrity and critical thinking. So we explore all of them ideas and thought and convey them into our work. My work is not like the typical the expectations our dub poets, people feel the dub poets should talk about. Like, okay, we should talk about black and white every time, talk about slavery. Me now come and ask questions. Could black people prevented slavery? What black people contributed to the enslavement? Because we want my museum, I tell us there is 2 types of slavery. One was systematic and one was through force, which is enslavement. Let us break it down and see now if our heads of state all participated and contributed into the slave system. You understand me? So my poems are going to take you down that path because only the truth can set you free. So me move away from, okay, being black and white, because the feel of Bob Marley, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, and some of our great, architect of freedom, definitely contributed in such a way that we're not going to take anything from them. But them reveal certain things where I feel that people should try to find out. So Metaphysical Journey now is definitely a bring back the feeling into poetry, reggae music, because a lot of people don't realize the words carry tone, feelings, and for years we shut down our sense of feeling. So we want to bring back words where people can feel. That's when you hear a piece from Ras Atiba, you know exactly when I talk about, because a lot of people them speak and they use a lot of buts and if conjunctions. And if you're serious about a point, you should have processed it properly and said this is right, this is wrong, this is inappropriate, and so forth. But a lot of people want to fit in and they want to be a part of a group. And I think dub poetry was never inspired to make people feel comfortable in a them folly, whether you're black, you're white, you're brown, or blue. So that is one aspect of metaphysical journey. And to see the manifestation of Facebook changing its name to Meta, we say even social media, I realize we become so callous and numb to reality, to life, that only a revolution in the way how we use words can bring back humanity to a piece of healing. So that is the whole purpose of my album, is to heal the world through word, sound, and power, and to pay my respect to the pioneers and also be a part of my youth community. Yeah, and this is where my contribution. I have a book out here too. And my book is Dub Poems and Codes from the Mind of Ras Atiba. It was published in 2017. And sometimes people come to me and say, Ras Atiba, why you don't push this book in a way to make a whole heap of money? And yes, I want to do that because I start to do that. But when I hear somebody read my book, because I envision certain things about my book, I will share an experience. I'm also a barber, and me in my shop, and me have a business in Brooklyn. So me in my shop, and a brethren came to me, one of my clients, and said, Ras Atiba, I have a death in the family, but I can't find words to really express how I feel about the individual. So I turned to him and said, buy one of the book. So the man, when him go at the funeral and so on, him say when him read, he got a standing ovation. And he have to tell the people, him say, well, I went into this particular book and I pick out some words from here and there and there. So when the man come back and say, Ras Atiba, so and so and so, this is where I want my book for do. I want my book for lift you up even in your darkest moment and make you know, say, life is a journey. And me recommend one poem a day from my book. All right. So my event will come up now. Me a feature Ras Atiba album, Metaphysical Journey. And me I do it in such a way where I want to add theater to my performance. So you are going to get what Ras Atiba is all about. You get some skits, you get some storytelling, you get some performance, you get some interaction. So that are the type of event when I want to present to my community and the world. You understand me? And we want people to support the whole movement. So reggae music on this side, like me there in North America, I never call it the North American brand of dub poetry. And the reason why I never said the North American brand of dub poetry, me in this country have many, many years. And I come here and I learned from so many creatives. And we just have to switch from when me I talk about a little bit and talk about the contribution of white people and reggae music and how white people helped me to develop my art form in Brooklyn. You find out, say, when you belong to a particular group, whether black, white, or brown, They have a thing them called jealousy, envy, and bad mind. I'm going to tell people this. Those things don't bother me. That's why I don't talk about them. You understand the message? They don't bother me. Them things, they propel me. It gives me strength. Me, the man, will take my greatness into a den of hyena, knowing and confidently so them can't eat me. You understand me? So we want more people to understand. So when you come across challenges, you keep on moving. Like the Honorable Bob Marley said, Lord, I got to keep on moving where I can be found. So if Bob Marley tell you that, share that with you, it is nothing new. So we want to tell people, say, in the United States, you have 50 countries, 50 states. And if you find out that you have challenges in your immediate community, why try to prove anything there when you have so many playing ground? You know, see it for move on. That's why sometimes when we see people spend time to utilize the sacred space to express how that person that I like them and a person that I like them, me now at the point I will tell you, I face everything. Because even with Will Smith vibration, me see me come across experience like that where people test me and me could I do something in a certain magnitude. I'm only the righteous to know I talk to you. So we realize that a whole heap of things in life as a poet. If you want to say something, you can cue me, you know, see. So may I tell a man, so when you become a creative, you have a whole heap of responsibility. And my responsibility as a dog poet is to heal. Yeah.
Yes, Ras Atiba. You know, there are some technical problems on Flavia's end, but we'll continue the show.
Yes.
There's something that is quite obvious about you in Ras Atiba, is that, you know, you're consistent and transparent, you know, and I noticed these two traits about you and seeing that you're a man of integrity. I wanted to tell the listeners and viewers and upcoming creatives, you know, the importance, you know, integrity plays in the art, in the creative arts.
Integrity is understanding the art form that you have a represent. And every art form started out good. And you can weaponize it in all different ways. So you have to be true now. You said to yourself that you are given the opportunity to stand in front of an audience. What is your vision for the next generation? Do you understand the impact what your words can create? So you said to yourself, say, morals, values, and integrity. And you said to yourself, okay, I'm gonna be honest in everything that I do. First thing, you must be loyal. You must be respectful. You must have honor for time. So your word become your bond. Okay, people will say, okay, Ras Atiba, you're too kind and you're too this. You see, when you give of yourself freely, there is so much you get from the unseen and the unknown. So for young creative, I can say, build good relationship every opportunity you get. So me now is a part of your community and your family. I want to establish, I want to treasure even if I grow into something bigger than where I am sitting now, I still want to have that focus and that understanding. Although I am going forward, there was a time when I tried this path. And the next thing now, people want to use people. And it kind of difficult many times when you move fast. But I believe in energy exchange. Come to me, and if you want something, be upfront and say, Ras Atiba, I want this. Don't use trickery. Don't use lies. Be honest in everything where you go forward. You will achieve it. Me, I tell them that. Because me go through and me see other people, yes, where sometimes them blow up before me. Because me not the arts from me I go infant school. I can remember my early days of performing at the church, about 5 primary school, 6 come right up to high school. So me see a whole heap of people, but there was something about when me choose for do and me choose to bring humanity together through my art form. That's why I don't have any bitterness. I don't carry no form of bitterness. Because when I meet you, I assure you respect. I assure you love. I assure you honor. It is your interpretation of that, or you have a benefit from that when you encounter or you experience that. So you find out, say, the reason why a lot of people kind of gone unbalanced because they must see more examples of what the balance is. We see a lot of pretending. So my thing is to show people when people are pretend. So me use a certain word in my poems and how me talk. We should say, me not guess, me not if, me not but. If me not like it, me not give grounds why me not like it. And if something happen, me I go say solutions. Me not complain, solution, suggestion. So me lead my works down them path there. So for all youth, have fun, and for everybody out there, find something where you're happy about doing and live life to your fullest every stage of your journey.
Yes, Ras Atiba. Yeah, I know that people, listeners and viewers may be perking to even hear something out of your new book. I'm not sure if you have it available, but would surely like to hear something, because, a whole lot of your friends and fans are going on this metaphysical journey with you. So would just like to hear something, that you'd have to say about it.
This is one where me take out on a metaphysical journey, and it goes like this: if you continue to destroy the entities that balance our life, then the wrath of the Almighty will take away this paradise. The seed of hatred must be eliminated. I command you to reach for your shovels and forks and head to the battlefield with seeds of love. For Mother Earth is for you and me. We came here with knowledge. Let us preserve it. Let us take it back to Africa, for our sovereign rights are in Mount Zion High, where we are given royal ranks with authority.
Wow. That was deep, man. Very deep.
Yes.
But
so
all right, so talk about the perspective where you're coming from in that piece. No?
Okay. Well, this piece, when I wrote this piece, I was thinking about Ethiopia. and I was thinking about validation, and I was thinking about the awareness of not knowing and not reconnecting with our greatness. All right. Life is a journey, and there was a chapter in our journey called enslavement and slavery. And if we are going to base everything around that, it's like it are going to wrap us from the beauty. That's why in the last part, I say, because a lot of people talk about, the Christian world, Mount Zion referring to heaven, that imaginary place. But there's a Mount Zion. There's a Mount Zion called Ethiopia, where you find out that Ethiopia was never conquered. It is a sovereign state from its existence from Bible days. Come on. So, whoa, who would be proud about this knowledge? So, by just dropping in all these key points, and we in an age now where we can take up a smartphone and find out things. But the part remember, if we continue to destroy the entities, if we continue to eat and eat without a reason, because sometimes you have reason for eating, and those reasons must be expressed. It must be suppressed. So when we are trying to show people, say, a blood run through you, but if you can give references, examples of what it is, well, yes, on a personal level, each person, it is merited based upon that personal experience.
Yes, okay. I see that you're a person who is very interested in the growth of reggae music and culture and dub poetry and the creative arts and a whole. So what do you think, we can do to improve and expand, these art forms?
We need living examples, you and me. And we have to continue to grow, continue to invite new people into our spaces, and don't feel threatened about takeover or takeaway. Okay, that is for Jamaica now. Jamaica has the eldest testimony, a Rastafarianism, and it has one of the eldest, putting reggae music together and promoting it, reggae style. But what happened to reggae is it is not defined in the sophisticated way or an educated way or the way I like to see it. A lot of people, they pimp reggae, and reggae should be treated like classical music, because reggae, which is a combination of spirituality, Rastafarianism, the Jamaican spirit, is not being really detailed to young people. So young people see it as a hustle, and them don't see it as something where you're supposed to take, you're supposed to treasure it, you're supposed to dust it off, and you make it nicer as you move into time and space. Where I like to see happen to reggae is reggae must be broken down mathematically. Okay, a lot of youth them come now and them say them what them call trap music. And me welcome all creative art form. Is it mathematically comparing to the heartbeat, so you can dance, you can have a rhythm, or you can say poetry over it? Okay. Well, if you stop now and you deal with it a certain way, it's a different thing. But here and now with reggae music, just like religion, Christianity, and any other thing, it comes with a spirit. Reggae and ganja goes hand in hand, and prayer. So when you do reggae music, you smoke or you drink ganja and you pray. So you pray for inspiration. That are the part of reggae music where enough people are trying to go around because they want to live all different type of way. And here what the liberty of reggae is. Don't be a liar to what you love. You love something, but you want to come out and pretend say you're a holy Rasta man. You love certain things and yet still you have a double standard to want it. Like you talk about gun lyrics or people for dead and all them things, but yet still you don't want nobody hurt you them. What kind of message you are sending out? So a person who pray and smoke ganja and decides them about defend reggae music have a different outlook on life because I talk to young people. So young people tell me say, you see them lyrics there? A Red Bull, NSC, white rum, and all them things there. Create them lyrics there because I get the inspiration out of it. Okay, you have some people who drink rum and them pray. That is a balance. You want to keep tipsy, but them still going at the spiritual realm and come out with something positive. Okay. We don't understand, say, words are powerful. So if we're going to do reggae music, the reggae music will heal the world and can become a force to be reckoned with. But some people come and they manipulate it and then they say to themselves, say, Lord of mercy, you don't understand what reggae is. So when you understand what reggae is, you can't leave out the Rastaman frequency out of it. That's a number one. Don't try and go on it. If you're not going to get no inspiration, and you have to pray. You have to now feel the vibes. You look around and say, okay, that person they have, a person the artistic. Or we can show some love to the artistic person there. Or we can show love to the virgin there. That is the purpose of reggae. And it's going to make people reach the same way if them go down the next part.
No,
So
yeah. You know, Ras Atiba, it's very interesting we're having this conversation and talking about reggae. But there's a music, you know, that has not been talked about much in it, and it's ska. And you know, I get to realize that ska is one of the biggest music in Brazil.
But you know with the Jamaican, like the Jamaican journey music up to where we're there now. All right. You see, when the pioneers are the foundation start do the music a yard, they realized that they wanted to take this music global. So they would go out and they would look for international standard. And the international standard is not white or black. It is a universal standard. So them go out there now and them carry the standard where other people can appreciate and recognize it. Right now, you have a ska group where you have a variation representative, because I may have two brethren that play in the group, Frenchie and James Smith. Okay, and Frenchie is a Frenchman and James Smith is an American. So they man the level of appreciation where the man they show to the unique art form are the same achievement everybody can receive if you put in the same amount of focus. So when time is the things now happen, me know say I lazy. Some people lazy. That's why when I started Sarabita, I didn't want any outside influence because I wanted to do a merit award. I didn't want to come on. That's why a lot of people don't appreciate the Sarabita award. And the reason why them don't appreciate it because it don't come and say you are the best. Nothing. It come and say your contribution to the art form. And that is rare because, okay, me are the best. Best what?
No, because you know why I mentioned the ska thing because, you know, in all honesty, you're the only dope poet I've ever seen do at the porch and I scare with him.
All right. I will share something here. Me have one of the greatest tenor saxophonists as part me for the last 15 years. I'm going to big him up right now. Mr. Douglas Guthrie. Mr. Douglas Guthrie went to Alpha Boy School, right? And when Mr. Douglas Guthrie met me 15 years ago, him tell me, say, me nah left you, you know. I remember one time we had a group. We are play ska, we are play rocksteady, we are play dancehall, we are play beat, you know, we are play deep roots. You see, when then we go out for play, and I say, take it away, Mr. Douglas Guthrie. I remember one time we have a 10-piece band. And then one time I was me and him alone. You understand me? And tracks I go because we know that the Jamaican music was underexplored or not, and no proper representation of it in Brooklyn. So we go there and we met white people who took our culture more serious than us. And we said to ourselves, we are going to put in the same amount of energy where the other groups them are do. That's even sometimes when people come from the island and them come to Brooklyn and me show them my white, bringing the members of my band. They must ask if them man they can play reggae. I say, let me tell you something, if them can play reggae. So when I try to show people, say the reason why we push ska, the reason why we push mentor, the reason why we push rocksteady is because Mr. Douglas Guthrie came from that era. And me said to him, say, he made the first dub poet, him see, I promote them thing they might talk about 20 years ago in a Brooklyn. So as me say, what Douglas Guthrie and I did for dub poetry and keeping the Jamaican genres of music current is something where I feel say one day somebody I go say, you hear me? Make we do something in honor of Mr. Douglas Guthrie. You know, see, and give him a postman.
Yes, as Ras Atiba take a break.
Yeah, I am here.
But,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm simply saying now, we see how other people take our culture, right? And them deal with it in such a way. Me say to myself, say, you hear me? Me, I go stay right where them people there and continue to push my music the way how I do. Okay, good. All right. Don't move. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. Take.
This is your tracking.
All right. No problem. By
thank you very much. All right. So everything's here.
Yeah.
And you get all the junk mail you can use too.
All right. No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Same to you. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. So what I am saying now to my brothers and sisters around the world who come from Jamaica, each Jamaican is an ambassador of their national music. It's like a lot of people don't understand reggae now. They don't understand that reggae is our national music. And how you treat your national anthem. Would you go out and hear your national? When I go out and I hear the national anthem I play, whether it's the USA anthem or the Jamaican, I stand up. Sometimes people look at me and say, how you come from? So if me leave them examples there and make the youth them see, how now come and honor our national music. Me, when we started the Sarabita movement, I used to look at people and tell you, you can't come cuss no bad word on my stage. Some of them would have want to go and unruly and do it. So when time me take the mic from them, me go out and say, listen to me. You see that superstar they will just come here, come do that? I have nothing to do with it. Him have no respect for him culture. Him have no respect for reggae music. This is how you are treat your national. I would have shame them, see. You have a next one come. And when him come, him start cause a whole heap of Jamaican bad blood. Me just go up and say, let me tell you something, Papa. You see, all of that is not Jamaica. That is a personal move you make based upon representing reggae. That is not my thing. And I cuss bad word too. I cuss my bad word, but I use it in an appropriate way. You understand me? So when I try to show people, say, if we know as creative like me not a movie, me a movie star too, me a actor too. Because me not one movie where millions or something. And what they, in the Big C era, they went into a movie I did in 2008 and they pulled out a clip. And that clip would have make people see me all over the place. Ras Atiba, I can't believe you are you, I can't believe you are you, I can't believe you are you, I can't believe you are you. And during that period then, I never go out and use that as a promotional fling. You know why? Because more people go out now and go do them research and see if what me did I say in 2008 is me accurate. No. You understand me? And when them go out now, them see it and then do them promotion and then do them. These are the roles where creatives must play. Too much people want to get famous. And they will do anything to get famous. But reggae is just like my national anthem. It is my national music. And I will treat it with honor and respect no matter where I go. And we need to see more living examples from DJs. We need to see more living examples from these journalists. And we need to see more living examples from the everyday citizens.
Yeah, and Ras Atiba, you made a very great point and a valid point about the vulgarity, being like, people using it like it's a part of the Jamaican culture. And we, the people who know, we have to really, come and speak out against it.
Of course.
So, thanks for really explaining and expressing, that view to our listeners and viewers. So, we are coming very close to the end. So, I'd like to hear something more out of the metaphysical journey.
All right. You see, there is a piece where I am indigenous. Okay.
Wow.
I am indigenous and Mother Nature is my guide. I take all my commands and my daily bread from her. Although I am indigenous, my respect for the Bible is profound. Its constitutional writing is the foundation of this great civilization. It was a guide for kings and queens after they broke away from their natural habitat to set up concrete jungles throughout the forests of this world. As a result, the Bible was written as a promise to nature and all its inhabitants. To preserve them from all wrongdoings, clans acted as translators and upholders of the natural laws set forth by the Creator. No one or anything was exempt, yet they weren't forced to abide by them. However, lawbreakers were cursed and sentenced to self-destruction for robbing Mother Nature of her virginity and turning her into a prostitute. Now, landowners are having a field day, selling her daily by the acres, thereby dishonoring the promise of the Bible. I am indigenous.
Wow, 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 wow. So Flavius, are you there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I've been taking it in, man. Wonderful, wonderful presentation, Ras Atiba.
Give thanks, Davios, give thanks. And
yeah,
I must say, I love with the I them I do. Because you see, when I do, keep this ambassadorial movement going is a key to our culture. We are doing our civic duties and responsibilities.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you allow us to play that song, that poem from time to time, because we do have a section named Indigenous Outlook.
Yes.
And that's a good piece for that.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for
yes.
all the wonderful information that you have given us today.
And thank you for giving
Back
me.
to you, Courtney.
Yes, and as we close today, we thought, as you know, our special guest was Ras Atiba, and we spoke about his journey, his metaphysical journey. We spoke about the state of the creative arts, how we can grow it and expand it to a higher level. Talk about integrity and the role it plays, within the creative arts sphere. So, Ras Atiba, we thank you again, and hope to hear from you soon.
Yes.
As you know that we have One Shot Poetry coming up on Friday, and I'm looking forward to see you and hear some more of your poetry.
Yeah, so, because yes, and I give thanks once again for giving me the opportunity to definitely grow, through this platform. Thank you.
Yeah, so back to you.
Always our pleasure. Always our pleasure.
Yes.
Love to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, we have to get out of here now, so I will just ask Queen Lubafu to give us the Our Father in the Garifuna language, and Tafina will take herself to take us out of here. Thank you very much.
You lead us to Fula. You belong away away. Ajugwala lebabu seru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer sorrow. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me a figure flee. Me I fi take away me